We're going to call you Donald Duck.
I did not polish my dome today, so I am not shining. But
Koala.
all right, well, we mentioned podcasts, so let's announce this. Let's bring this up briefly. Today is a very special day. There you go. It's a holiday. I bet you didn't even know.
I have no idea about this, but it appears to be International Podcast Day. That is today, September 30th.
That's some good news on that front.
Yeah, so the purpose of this is International Podcast Day is September 30th and is on the an international celebration of the power of podcasts. Does Adam Curry know about this? Did he celebrate Podcast Day?
Did he create it? I don't know.
The celebration is a great opportunity to connect with fellow podcasters, podcast listeners, podcast enthusiasts. What's the difference between a podcast listener and enthusiast? I think
a listener is forced to listen to it.
Okay, an enthusiast wants to listen. And
an enthusiast is the person whose phone is connected to the car stereo. The listeners are those who are stuck in the car during the commute.
Fair enough. And so it's a great way to connect with podcasters, podcast listeners, enthusiasts, and leaders in the podcasting industry. Help spread the word by telling your friends, sharing the celebration on your podcast and social media feeds, and using hashtag International Podcast Day. I will hashtag this thing.
Yeah, I'll just hashtag that. I'll go hashtag it on the front lawn.
Every tweet I do from now until the end of the year, hashtag International Podcast
Just
Day.
at random times.
Yeah. Why not? All right. Well, hey, thank you for bringing that to our attention. We're going to move on to the next subject. Actually, there's a history. Do you want to know the history of this?
The history of International Podcast Day? Yeah, why not?
Just as podcast and podcasting has evolved over the years, International Podcast Day has done the same. In 2014, National Podcast Day was celebrated.
That's not big enough.
Nope. After quickly realizing the power of podcasts internationally, we rebranded into what we are today, International Podcast Day. Celebrated.
They know somebody in Canada.
Yeah, it's you got that now? It's now International Podcast Day.
We're going worldwide.
Yeah, so get it right or pay the price, people. All right? So we're going to move on now.
I like to eat.
All right, I mentioned this one in the last show that I was going to save it because we didn't get to it. But this one's notable. It's a little goofy, but I have a secondary multimedia clip to go along with it as you get into this story.
All right. Price is Right champ takes prize-winning trip to Switzerland, brings iconic Yodal guy. We love this. Who said we love this, man?
That's some good news on that
It
front.
is. I would say, like, the Yodal game is my favorite Price is Right game growing up. It's the all-time greatest. Boo! You don't like the Yodal game?
Are you a Plinko
I like the
guy?
Yodal game, but Plinko is where it's at, man.
He's a Plinko man.
You're right. Plinko is pretty darn good. But the Yodal game's got that funny Yodel music.
And if you want it while you're reading the story, I have the music for you in Carrot Shop starting 52 seconds.
Yes, please. I do want that. Does this take you back? Did this take you back when you fake being sick so you can stay home and watch Bob Barker? Yeah. Mom, I can't go to school today. I'm so sick. So come on down. Those three simple words may just change your life. And for a New York resident, it appears that they did. Richard Sheldon, 30, from Long Island, has been an avid fan of the classic TV game show The Price is Right for as long as he can remember. He credits his love of the show to his father, who is also a fan. My dad would always watch it every morning when I was at home before school. So I guess I was just amazed by the lights and the colors and the sounds and the fact that people were happy and winning, Sheldon told Fox News Digital. I grew to watch it over time and kept watching it. So Sheldon said over time he realized that he one day could be one of those happy contestants. Yes, it was his boyhood dream to be on The Price is Right. In 2022, The Price is Right announced a series of special episodes the program would be filming with different themes, including superfans. At the time, the classic game show was hosting only partial audience due to COVID-19. We remember COVID-19, yeah.
COVID.
Yeah, Fauci called up and said you have to cancel Price is Right.
Yep. Sheldon decided to submit for the show's general admission ticket and try to be a part of the Superfan episode. Quote, I know a lot of secret things about the show, like how they play the game, and I know the themes of the games are always the same, whether you watch them tomorrow or the next day. There's just a lot of trends that they use that people who watch the show could catch on to. In October 2022, Sheldon finally heard back from the producers saying, okay.
Stop writing.
Stop harassing us. We'll let you on. By the end of the week, you learned that he was going to be in the studio. Quote, she told me there were 20 superfans that they were casting, and only 9 of us would get picked. Traveling with his sister and his dad, Sheldon made it to Los Angeles, knowing there was no guarantee that he would be pulled on stage as a contestant. Let me guess, he did.
No. He cheated some other guy. Beat him up in the parking lot, took his money.
So once the game show started, they called the second contestant down. That was him. Sheldon played the second game on the show and guessed the price of a Gucci carry-on bag, a fanny pack, that he bid $2,700 on.
Good Lord. $2,000 for a fanny pack?
People bid a lot more than that, you know.
I'll give you $10,000.
Hulk, you're too high.
Let's see. So the announcer said he's playing the Yodal guy game for his second game. And then the announcer said, and it's a trip to Switzerland. The game Sheldon would play was revealed after the prize had been announced. It was one of the show's most recognizable games. Cliffhanger, yes, the Yodal game. So he won it. He says, I was really excited. I already knew I was going to win the game before it even started. Like, he envisioned it. He had this on his vision board at home. Some people dream of becoming a doctor or a lawyer. This guy dreamed of winning the Yodal game. This is all he ever wanted. He didn't want kids or a wife. He wanted to win the Yodal game.
Sat at home all day talking about the Yodal game. Gonna get on that.
He guessed the exact price of the first prize.
Take him, kill him in the parking lot.
He guessed the exact price of the first prize, and he won the game. And so he said, I went crazy. I was all over the place. I tried to shake Drew's hand. He tried to shake mine.
He tried to run away.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm sure Drew Carey was like,
chased Drew Carey into his dressing room, had him trapped in there for hours.
This guy's a maniac. I'm getting away from this lunatic. He probably dressed up as the Yodal guy. You know,
Yodal guy? Yeah.
He probably dressed up in the Yodal guy outfit. It was all kind of creepy.
Well, that used to be the thing back in the 80s and 90s. There were ways to almost guarantee you get on the show. It's like if you go as part of a large family group and everyone's wearing like the matching shirt sort of thing, or if you're in your military uniform or something, they would select that deliberately because you would stand out in the crowd. So there are ways. So I don't know if he did any sort of outfit or costume.
I don't know. I don't think he did, man.
Maybe he just sang the Yodel song the entire time.
So the game show host grabbed the iconic Yodel guy from the mountain and pulled out a pen to sign the special memorabilia item before giving it to Sheldon. So that's awesome. Drew Carey, man of the people. I will say that. Drew Carey took over Price is Right, upgraded the prizes, upgraded everything, and to do something like this, to take the Yodel guy off, sign it, and give it to that top notch. Drew is top notch. Cleveland boy. Got to respect that. And so he gave it to him. And then this guy won the trip, took it to Switzerland, and now there's pictures of it online of the Yodel guy overlooking scenic Switzerland. So this is just a top-notch, feel-good story. I wish it was me. And to honor his accomplishment, we'll play his favorite song. Sing it! Come on, Joe, sing it.
What the fuck?
I think someone should remix this.
I'm surprised it hasn't been turned into a club beat. You know, let's go clubbing.
Go down to the Yodel Club.
Go down to the Yodel Club.
Get your bedazzled lederhosen on.
Maybe I can remix it right here.
Suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my dick. Suck my dick. Suck my dick. Suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my dick. Suck my motherfucking suck my dick. Suck my.
All right, that's not family
not
friendly.
quite there, but maybe a little bit of work. You get that loaded up.
Yeah, not going to work for every game show. That's for sure. All right, let's move on and see what else you got.
All right, I got some Halloween themed news. I'm going to hang on to that because it's not yet October, and I think they're way too early for this.
Yes.
I'm going to take a shit.
I have some paranormal UFO news, but I guess we'll hold on that until we have some more stuff to bring up.
Why? What's the headline?
All right, fine.
What's the headline?
The headline? I'm not going to give you the headline. I'll give you the whole story.
Okay.
It's about UFOs, but we didn't talk about UFOs today, and usually I bring up stuff if I have related.
I have purposely, the past few shows, avoided UFO news because it just got to be too much. But now that it's here, now that I didn't bring it to the show, now that it's okay to talk about.
I see.
All right. We'll bring this up on screen. Here we go. This is a very important headline right here. Bible reading Pentagon commanders halted UFO research over fears aliens were demons.
And the Bible tells us that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is one of the things I've heard. I've heard this from multiple people.
That the aliens are demons, or I guess more accurately, maybe demons or aliens, or that people put a stop to the research because they didn't want to unleash that.
I've heard that the people, the Christians in the Pentagon, were wary of UFO investigations because they believed that they were in fact demons. That UFOs were demons. And yeah, this might be the split. This might be the split down the middle of the Pentagon. You got people saying, "Yeah, I want to go over there and investigate aliens," and the other people are like, "No, they're demons."
The Bible tells us so.
The Pentagon commanders have clamped down on research into extraterrestrials because of their religious beliefs, it's claimed. Leading UFO researcher Ron James says senior figures in the United States government fear aliens are in fact demons. Ron, who is the director of media relations for UFO research group MUFON, claims there is a very large contingent of people within the Pentagon who oppose the work of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program because they think that UAPs, what are regularly reported by U.S. military sources, are piloted by creatures from hell.
And it's like Thomas Jefferson said.
Jefferson wrote about that?
No. Well, I think Alexander Hamilton had a pretty significant UFO experience, not necessarily Jefferson. I think it was Hamilton or Franklin had a UFO encounter. He goes on to say, he says he was told by Luis Elizondo, who has gone on record as being the boss of ATIP. It was not just a little voice in the Pentagon, but a huge group of people thought the phenomenon was being witnessed was demons. And I talked about this episodes ago. You can look up the clip on our YouTube, Aliens Are Demons. There is a rumored group within the DOD, within the Pentagon, called the Collins Elite. And they were the ones that were tasked with evaluating the source and agenda of this phenomenon. They believe that they were demons and that this was all some sort of trick, some kind of trap in order to usher in end times and the Antichrist. But the article continues to say this fundamentalist Christian lobby within the United States defense establishment actually affected Luis Elizondo's ability to get funding, Ron says. Belief in both UFOs and the literal truths of the Bible is not entirely incompatible, he says. For example, Ron spoke to staunchly Christian U.S. Congressman Tim Burchett. I sat down and interviewed him. His feelings was that if you look in the Bible and you look at the Ezekiel building the wheel, there's a lot of people that think that was a spaceship. He adds that his Holiness, the Pope, has officially acknowledged that there is life on other planets. So, yeah, it's there. So the last paragraph here. Bert Goldman said that you can quantum jump through certain meditation techniques and certain mental exercises and certain visualization exercises and actually connect with these other versions of yourself. Well, I missed a whole bunch. They're talking about a quantum multiverse.
Yeah, they go into that. So this particular story, it changes tact about halfway through, which is weird. But
wow, I got to kind of read through that. There's not too much more. So he goes on to say, I talked with John Brandelberg, a researcher who has done a lot of work about Mars. Ron told podcaster Julian Dorey. And he told me that he was working under classification as a physicist for a long time, and there's a big contingent of that extreme fundamental religion that is governing what we are investing our energy and time into. But while some authorities maintain that UFOs can't be from another planet, Ron thinks that they could be from another universe altogether. This guy came up with this thing called quantum jumping. His name was Bert Goldman. His theory is that there is another version of you existing in multiple realities, but these realities all exist. But Goldman said you can quantum jump through certain meditation techniques and certain mental exercises and certain visualization exercises and actually connect with other versions of yourself. You can even bring something back from them. Whether any of these versions of ourselves live in realities where demons are coasting through our skies and flying saucers was not mentioned. I can kind of see that.
I think they kind of missed the point on this one because we've talked about it a number of times, the idea of multi-dimensional travel, not interstellar travel.
Yeah.
And that what people have viewed for thousands of years as angels or demons or anything supernatural is actually just creatures from another, or entities, people from another dimension that look different, and they have that idea of the other dimensions are heaven or hell or however you want to refer to it, but that what we see as aliens, what we see as UFOs are interdimensional travel, not interstellar travel. And I like that theory better than I do even the interstellar stuff.
Yeah, I do too. I like it, like interdimensional, like they're popping over from another quantum reality or another parallel timeline where things evolved a little differently. And they have the technology to pop over here and check out what's going on. And maybe in their timeline, things evolved a lot more quickly. In their timeline, the dinosaurs did not die out. They managed to evolve for millions of years, uninterrupted, and produce technology far beyond what us little apes are able to do. And they just got, 65 million years on us of evolution? So there you go.
Something like that, yeah. Bastards.
Okay.
By the way, it was Thomas Jefferson spoke about UFOs. It was not his sighting. He was talking about something that had been related to him by somebody else. So he gave a lecture about UFOs, but it was not his experience. He was explaining what somebody else told him once, and then he kind of related that story. So,
and it's like Thomas Jefferson said.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Jefferson did believe in and spoke about UFOs.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So anyway,
all right.
Koala.
Let's see. I'm going to bring up this one. It's a short story, but and it's I don't mean to get political, but I'm going to get political.
Oh boy.
Here we go. So we're talking about an upcoming government shutdown. The world's going to end. Never mind the fact that there's government shutdowns about every 3 or 4 years. Some last a couple of days, some last a couple of weeks. In the end, not a big deal. No one remembers, and off they go. But here is an example of one of the programs that could be affected by a government shutdown. So if we don't get a budget figured out today, we're all screwed, and we won't be able to do this, which is what your government is spending your money on.
Could a government shutdown affect Fat Bear Week?
This is quite the story.
I didn't realize there was Fat Bear Week. What is Fat Bear Week? I guess we're going to find out.
We're going to find out.
Call it potentially unbearable.
How could you have done this?
Just understand.
This has been a disappointment.
What the fuck?
They went straight into it, huh?
Called potentially unbearable, at least for wilderness fans, the looming government shutdown would affect Fat Bear Week, the annual celebration of wild bears who put on weight to prepare for hibernation. I do the same thing. From October 4th to the 10th, the bears of Alaska's Academy National Park face off March Madness style on the Fat Bear Week website, where people can vote to crown the best and chunkiest bear. Isn't this shaming? Aren't we shaming these bears at this point? And that's,
fat shaming.
Yeah, we're fat shaming bears, and that's not polite to do. But timing-wise, there could be some complications. The House and Senate have until the end of the day on Saturday to pass a spending deal to avert the partial government shutdown, which would have rippling consequences for numerous workers, recipients of social services, and more. During the shutdown, many agencies, such as the National Park Services, are not permitted to update websites and social media pages. They can't even do it on their own time.
Can't log in that Facebook, Mike. That's illegal. You go to jail.
I can't update bear weights on my own time. What is my favorite hobby? Is to weigh bears. Well, they're not allowed to do it.
That means for people who like that.
That means the viral Park Service social media promotions of Fat Bear Week would halt. So, no more measurements of these fat boys. It's kind of sad because people have probably big money on this. Like, I got a porker out there. This is my...
Vegas out there fattening up the bears. They dump a bunch of butter in there.
Yeah, I've been fattening up this bear for a long time. This guy is a winner.
I've been feeding him nothing but Oreos for years.
Exactly.
I'm going to win this one.
So fat he can't. This bear's so fat he can't move.
He's pissed.
And for those are...
I eat the filling and just give him the Oreos. Son of a bitch.
So you said the post last month on X announcing Fat Bear Week's return has been viewed more than 943,000 times, retweeted more than 2,000 times, and has more than 11,000 comments. So people are pretty excited about Fat Bear Week, no doubt about that.
They love Fat Bear Week.
It's the first I'm learning about it, but I'm going to tune in and follow this. The Fat Bear Week voting occurs on an outside platform, the live cam site explore.org. So voting may not go dark if the shutdown happens. So these bears are camming it up like in OnlyFans or Only Bears.
So I dropped a link into Carrot Shop if you want the explore.org Fat Bear Week site, and there are cameras and all sorts of random shit going on there. So right now there's over 1,000 people looking at these fat bears.
Okay, let's take a look.
There's also pictures of cats on here. I'm not sure what's going on.
Take a look at these porkers. That's a big boy right there.
That's your big boy.
Yeah.
Look at that guy.
Yeah. Pole too. So how big we talking here? These are some big boys. Okay. I don't see a ringer just yet. Oh God, this guy's pretty big.
Look at that.
Look at that guy. Oh my God.
Look at that face.
That is one big porker. This guy. He must have found a buffet or something like that.
It's been raised at Golden Corral.
Yeah. Look how thick that is.
That is a thick bear.
It's like 4 inches thick.
It's way thicker than that.
So if you click the little menu in the top left, there's a live cam, so you can get your live cam.
Oh, I don't know.
Fat bear action on.
This is a family-friendly show. I don't want to see what the bears are doing.
Right now, there's just a fat bear standing there in a river.
Well, I clicked the menu. I don't see live anything. I see videos.
No, at the very, very, very top. Under Explore, there's a little hamburger menu.
Hamburger. I see hamburgers. Live.
Think like a bear.
I'm trying to think like a bear, but nothing's happening.
No. Sorry, it's back. No, on the other side, on the Explore site.
Oh, on the Explore site. Okay.
The one you were looking at with the fat bears.
There we go. Live cams. Okay. I see a bear.
It's a fat bear.
It's a bear standing in a river looking for food.
I mean, look at that face.
That's cute. Bears are cute. He is a bit chunky. I'll give him that. This guy is a bit chunky. I would say slightly overweight. Probably going to have to buy a new set of clothing. But overall looks pretty good.
I wonder where you can bet on this, to your point.
Yeah, we got to bet on this. Does Vegas got to have odds, right?
They got odds on fat bears. Yeah, I want to go down there right now. Probably not MGM because they're still hacked, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, back that ass up.
Don't say it to the Bears. That's very demeaning to the Bears. Very demeaning to the Bears. They're not objects of your ridicule or sexual innuendo.
He's off the side of the river just taunting bears in a megaphone.
Yeah, maybe.
What the fuck's your problem?
Yeah.
I do have live footage down here in the GIF if you want to unlock that of last time the guy went up to try to measure one of these fat bears.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see that. Oh, so the bears know Kung Fu, apparently. And
some of them have been training.
Looks like they're trained in Taekwondo. Probably a purple belt, at least. Yeah, that guy's really kicking some ass. That's some fancy footwork by that bear. It is pretty crazy. Kind of moves like a guy in a costume, though, I'll be honest.
Not like Bigfoot, though.
Yeah, no. Not like Bigfoot. Bigfoot is entirely different. Yeah.
It had to be a man in a monkey suit.
Or a bear suit.
Or a bear suit. It had to be a man in a monkey suit.
Well, I said, what do you say? We close it down on Bear Week? I think this is a good one to close down.
Yeah, but let's stay bear themed for 17 seconds.
Okay.
I have a 17-second clip, which needs music, but does not have it. This comes from Jabron in the Discord. 17 seconds. Here's your top bear news of the week. Somebody installed some, I guess it's basically AstroTurf, on the outside of a tree so bears could rub against it, and this is what happened.
Oh my God! So this bear is rubbing.
This is entirely visual, people. So I'm sorry for those listening.
This bear is just rubbing its ass on this AstroTurf trees.
Oh, good. This bear is having the time of his life. No.
That's just, I mean, if bears could twerk, that's what it would look like.
This bear is working it.
Dude. We were just talking about this last night. We were hanging out with some friends. It's like, I tried to twerk. I gave up immediately. This bear, like 100% right away.
He's twerking, and he's really rubbing his ass. I got to give it to him.
That is a twerking bear.
He does not care.
This needs appropriate, music dubbed in, and then just that go out on the Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. Find your music.
He's selling it. I kind of want to do this. Where is this tree?
Yeah, where is this tree we can go to?
The club. This is at a club called the Scratching Post.
Oh, the Scratching Post. I love that club.
It's all bears 24/7. Hosting the Fat Bear Week special. That's better.
Well, so that's why that bear isn't fat, because it's working it. Yeah,
he's doing his cardio.
Too much cardio.
Fucking bear keeps going.
That's why they call him Black Salami.
That is why they call him Black Salami.